Okay, so today we're going to talk about multiplying a binomial times a trinomial. So let's just focus in on the first question. So I'm going to take this right here, a plus 3 binomial. I'm going to go ahead and write it over here along the side, a plus 3. And I'm going to do the same thing for the trinomial. I'm going to write it across the top. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the pluses. I don't need them, but they don't hurt anything. So now we're going to go ahead and multiply. So we're going to multiply a times a squared and get a to the third power. I'm going to go ahead and multiply this a right here times everything going across. So a times 7a would be 7a squared. And then we're going to multiply 7 times 6, which will give me 6a. Now we're going to do the bottom row, which would be the 3's. So let's go ahead and do 3 times a, and then 3 times 7, which would be 21, and a times, that would just be a plain a. And then the last one, which would be 3 times 6, which would be 18. And again, if I needed to know it, it would be positive. So let me go ahead and erase these arrows because I don't need them anymore. And we'll go ahead and record the answer. What I really like about the box method is it goes ahead and organizes the combining like terms. So the diagonals are my combining like terms. So I'm ready to write my final answer. I use this first box, a to the third power. I add up the blue diagonal, so 3 of them plus 7 of them is 10 of them. Notice it's still a to the second power. That did not change. Then I'm going to add up the green ones, 21a plus 6a, which would be 27a. And then finally the last term, which is 18. So pretty much like multiplying binomials, we just have an extra column. All right, so let's look at the second one. So it's pretty much the same thing. The only thing I would say is a little different is that we have some coefficients where we didn't have coefficients before. So here's my binomial. So 4x and 9. And then we're going to do the trinomial across the top. So 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. And now I'm ready to go ahead and multiply. So 4 times 2 is 8. And x times x squared is x to the third power. And then we take 4 times negative 5. And then we take 4 times 3. Now I'm done with my 4, and I'm going to multiply everything through by 9. So 9 times 2, which would be 18x squared, and then 9 times 5, which would be negative 45x, and then 9 times 3, which would be 27. Okay, so again, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my diagonals. So there's the first set, and there's the x squared set, and now I'm ready to go ahead and record my answer. So it'll be 8x to the third power. Now, you notice in the blue how I have one positive and one negative? It's really just subtraction. So if I have 18 and I lost 20, I owe you 2x squareds. Same thing happens in the green column. I have 12 and I owe you 45. So when you take on a calculator 12 minus 45, you get negative 33x, and I have a positive 27. So that is the box method. Now, if we want to look at this next one, I'm going to show you what it looks like without a box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the distributive method. So I'm going to take this times this and that and that. I'm going to go ahead and just write these answers down below here. So 4x squared times x is 4x cubed, y's, excuse me. And negative 3y times y is negative 3y squared. And y times a 2 is just a plus 2y. Now I'm going to change color so you can see it. I'm going to take negative 5 times 4. And I'm going to line it up underneath this one because see how the y squareds match? And then the same thing happens here. Negative times a negative is a positive. And 5 times 3 is 15y. And then I'm going to take negative 5 times positive 2 and get negative 10. I don't know what just happened. I hit a button and something weird happened. Let me see if I can just make it go away. All right, so we are now going to there we go. That takes care of it. Sorry, it hadn't had that happen before. Now we're going to add straight down. So this has no term beside it. So you just bring down the positive 4y to third power. The next column is -3 and -20, which makes it -23y squared. And 2 and 15 makes 17y. And then we just bring down the -10. And so that is how I would show work if I was doing the double distribution method. So line them up on the second row. Please make sure it looks like one of these two methods, not the math app, whichever app you happen to be using. Please show either the box method or show lining them up in this manner so that I'll know that you did them on your own. Now, I want to talk about the specials for just a minute. So I put a couple down here so I could talk about them that aren't on the paper copy. So we did both of these on 7.5. I pulled them directly off of the 7.5 assignment. Some of you left that second one blank. So let's talk about why these are specials. Again, if I were going to do the method here, I would do 9 times 9 is 81x squared. And then I would have 9 times 2, which would give me -18x. And then I would do the bottom, which would be positive 18x. And then I would do the last terms, which would be -4. So my final answer was that. And it is special because if you notice, the insides and outside terms cancel each other out. And I should have seen that here. They're identical. One's positive, one's negative. That's the only thing that's different, which means that -18 and the positive 18 will be always canceled out. And I'll show you another one like that in just a minute. This one is the same thing, only it's a repeat. So when I see this, it just means that I have W minus 3 twice. So again, if I have to show the method, I can do that, but I should just know it's going to be W squared minus 6W plus 9. Now, if you need to see the work for that, let me do it up here in the corner so you can see it. W and W is W squared. W minus that is minus 3W minus 3W, and a -3 times a -3 is a positive 9, which is how I got -6W plus 9. What I am hoping is on the specials that you notice them right away so that you will know whether or not you need to show any work or not. I'm hoping that you don't. So let me give two more examples. Let's say I give you W plus 4 squared, and over here I give you W minus 8, W plus 8. I should know, because I know about specials, which one is going to do what. So I notice these are the same but opposite, which means the inside and outside terms are going to cancel. And my final answer for that one is going to be W squared minus 64. Done. Or on the flip side of that, this one has two of the same. So insides and outsides are going to be 8x or 8W. And 4 times 4 is 16. And we always start with the W squared. So neater, that is W squared plus 8W plus 16. All right, so those are my notes. Let me show you the assignment. So the assignment is here. You're going to do binomials times trinomials. You're going to do that on all 8 of them, but 8 does have a little something extra here at the bottom. So if you have trouble, make sure you ask. And then the second page is all specials. So again, I expect every bit of work shown on this page. This page, only show the work on the ones that you need a little extra help on. If you can automatically identify how to do that one, you do not have to show work.